So, my boy Chris ELIA is back in the news. Everybody's favorite comedian. He just posted this apology, I guess, video. It's just called It's Been a While. I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of reflection on the events that have swirled around him. Let me just make sure I understand context, because number one, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Not really. I've seen his stand-up. It's cringe. But, I mean, I guess some people like him. Let's see. In June 2020, D'Elia was accused of sexual harassment, grooming, and solicitation of nude photos by multiple underage girls. Okay. So, there should be some proof for that then. Assuming that those texts are legitimate and have not been falsified. Look, it's an understandable situation. Unfortunately, a lot of underage girls do get into situations where they might parade themselves off as older. Look, it happens, man, and you gotta be extremely careful. And look, it depends on the intent. I think if he's intentionally hunting these girls, then that's one thing. He should be, face some consequences for that. But if it's an accident, if it was honestly, you can prove it was a mistake and all that. But damn, let's see what he actually says, though, because I don't want to put words in his mouth.
Know that it's been a really long time since you've heard from me. And when the news broke, I put out a statement that said everything I've done has been legal and consensual, and that's true. And I wanted that statement to speak for itself. And I wanted to talk immediately. I wanted to post online. I wanted to do my podcast, business as usual, but I thought that might not be the best thing. What might be the best thing it would be.
Why? Why wouldn't it be the best thing, Chris? Why wouldn't it be the best thing? For you to just get your truth out and tell the whole story and just own up to it. He's hiding something. Look, I'm all about redemptions. I'm all about redemption arcs. I really am. I want people to be able to come back, especially artists, when they make a mistake like Louis C.K. He acknowledged it. He owned up to it immediately, and that gave certain people the impetus to say, okay, he owned up to it. And in fact, he actually managed in his last special to make great art out of it. Now, what is Chris D'Elia doing? 9 months later? June 2020, how many months? It's been over half a year later. And all of a sudden, he drops this shit. It feels very lawyery. That's what, so far, but let's hear him out. I'm not going to put words in a homeboy's mouth. I'm not going to do that. But in all fairness, let me just say one more thing, because this is my video. I can say whatever the fuck I want. He does kind of look like an Italian pedophile. Little bit. He looks like a sculptor or something who does those, who sculpts like little boys' penises back in Rome or some shit. Like, I don't know, something just seems, the tight shirts and dude, you can clearly see his his pectorals. You can clearly see his pecs. Something about this guy just screams fuckboy. And I know, cause I understand the pain, man, of being a 6'2" manlet who people act like is funny because he's hot or whatever, but he actually isn't. I don't understand it, but I guess I sympathize with it, because it is a rare sort of struggle. You have all this money, you don't know what to do with.
First of all, I do know how it looks with all the stuff that's been said and the emails that have been put out there.
Homeboy is choking on his button-up, bro. You notice that, too? Like, no chest showing. He's like, I bet his lawyer told him to do that. You better look button up all the way, motherfucker, so you can barely choke out your fucking pleas for mercy. Jesus, man. Come on. Get real. It's been a while. No shit, Sherlock. It's been a while. Bro, you're such a spaz, dude. I don't even care. This is the thing. He's not even, in this league of like Woody Allen, where you want it, or like Michael Jackson was like, oh my god, he's so talented, like, oh, he's done so much. Roman Polanski, Louis C.K., even Bill Cosby at least had like a fucking giant, he was a cultural phenomenon to the point where it's like, even when it was so obvious that he did some shit, people still were going, but do I care? Not really. There's so much injustice in the world, and we're gonna punish this guy for making us laugh or whatever. But Chris D'Elia, people go, who? The fucking Pinocchio while growing up? I don't fucking... shit.
There, and what the media has been trying to say, and I know it looks bad, and
God.
It doesn't show the full scope.
Dude, are you seriously doing the sitcom-y, I know it looks bad, but let me explain?
I stand by the fact that all my relationships have been consensual and legal, and that's just it.
Oh no, bro, like, that's just it.
That's the truth.
All my relationships. Okay, the key word here is relationships, and you can tell that was written by a lawyer. Keyword relationships. What is a relationship? Is a relationship, can it be determined over text? But so far you haven't denied the allegations.
I've seeked out a lot of kind of, medical advice, therapy, and stuff like that. That doesn't matter here nor there, but what I have come to understand...
I'd say it fucking matters. Dude, whoever told Chris D'Elia to do this, he should fucking fire them. This should have come out immediately once the allegations dropped. Louis C.K. did it right. He was honest about it. He was upfront. But, like, obviously, this shit is a lot more gray. This shit, these accusations of underage shit, that's some real shit. That's some real inflammatory accusations there.
This was always about sex to me. My life was, sex, it controlled my life. It was...
Yeah, so you're a human man. Okay, deal with it. Dude, this is how I know he's lying. This is bitch shit. This is cuck shit right here. What you are seeing right now is a crash course in cuckery. Sex just controlled me, bro. My natural impulse to breed and produce new generations, it controlled me, bro. You're supposed to control it. So if you don't have any control over it, I agree. Seek help. Get what counseling, but don't lie to yourself. There's a fine line here between when you can tell somebody's telling the truth and when they're trying to divert and change the subject. I feel like that's what he's doing here.
Was the focus. It was my focus. All the time. And I had a problem.
Bro, you're trying to justify some shit. Get it out.
When I first started doing stand-up and I started getting a little bit of notoriety in my early 30s, having sex got a lot easier, for the lack of better words.
Okay.
And I felt lucky. I felt like, oh, wow, I don't need to work as hard.
Okay.
Yeah. I can just do a show and then have sex, or roll into a city and look at my inbox and then just start writing. And I did, man. I wrote.
Start writing.
I know you've seen some of the messages online. There's way more than that. I would get at least 50 messages after a show each city a night, and I would reply to all of them. And I thought in my mind that being straight up with these women was the right thing to do. I'd say, hey, come to my hotel room and let's have sex. Let's make out. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I realized through all of this that doing that is just treating sex like it's casual and...
Okay. Right here, dude is lying. Dude, this is pure dishonesty, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the problem, he's acting as if the problem was the way he was being honest. He's saying that his honesty with women about his intentions was the problem. Now, you can argue the nuance of that. You're going to have to read the text for yourselves. But that is a distraction. That is not the problem with Chris D'Elia. That is not why he's being put on the spot. Why he's being put on the spot was these texts to minors. That's a very different situation than what he's creating here. He's making this into a cuck game. He's saying that he's spreading the message, the lie, that if you're a man, you should not be honest about your intentions to have women over, groupies, what have you, to have casual sex. Why can't it be casual? No fucking reason. No fucking reason. He's leaving out a very important part. He's lying. He's a fucking, what do you call it? Scallywag? What do you call it? He's a red-faced liar. Here's a problem with the texting thing, and I think this is the real issue. This is his real failing, is that we live in this culture where everything is recorded, right? This took him down. The text, just the text, accidentally texting a 16-year-old or whatever it was. How would you know? Honestly. How would you gotta prove, in my opinion, I know this is probably not how the law works, but you should have to prove that there was intent there. Unless you're like actively hunting down this age group, which to be, I don't think he was, but but dude, he's totally cucked here, man. You should have said this from the start. You should have been like, this is what happened, and that's it. What was with all the hiding out? There's no reason to do that if the truth is on your side. But this kind of mixes it up a little bit more. Now, but the texting thing, my main point on that is this is not how relationships or, sexual or non, this is not how we are supposed to communicate. So when you start making proposals like that, of course, it's going to come back to bite you. If you do it often enough, it's going to come back to haunt you. If all you do is like, baby, come to my fucking hotel room, bitch. Like, let's make out. Yeah, you're a celebrity, man. Hey, you get a lot of raw meat thrown your way. I don't blame you for wanting to chow down. I think this is kind of a lesson for anyone who makes it in this business, and just, how to be nuanced and shit, and how not to let it all sort of go to your head. And I think it's good overall that he's coming out with this shit.
People talk a lot about the power dynamic and about, why should someone who is a fan of yours have to worry about if you want to sleep with them or not? And I don't know where I fall on that. I sometimes think, especially in my early 30s, I would be like, well, the girl has the power, because that's, I want to have sex with them, and if they want to have sex with me, then great. But what I can say is the familiarity. I would use the familiarity that I had with these women to have sex. I was like, oh, they already use me. They already know me. I didn't have to do the extra work.
Look, if you want to use this as like a reflection point, somebody who's just bearing your soul, I get that. I think it's important that artists do that. This is not, I just, from a legal strategy, I'm just not sure. Well, he's got Hollywood money. That's the thing. He's got that Weinstein brothers money on his side. So he might not have any problems from here on out. And now this is just, maybe the legal shit is completely behind him. Everything's been settled, and now he just gets to go back to being mediocre Chris D'Elia. So really, what this video is, what it strikes me as, is not so much an apology, but an optics game. Something that allows him to segue back into where he was before. But you gotta understand, Chris, and I hope you know this, it's never gonna be the same. Your audience is gonna change, and I don't know in what way, but I think the best thing for you to do as a comedian is to do what Louis did. And, be honest about everything, say it's been settled, and just make jokes out, make fun of it from an artist's standpoint. But if you just want to keep living a mediocre, hollow existence in Hollywood with all your fucking gay-ass shirts and hair plugs and makeup artists and drugs, what have you, however you like to get down, I can't say I blame you for that either.
And I said, why is that behavior not okay? Why is it not okay to sleep with somebody if it's consensual and they want to sleep with you? And he said, it's okay. Well, it is okay. It's okay until it's not.
What?
And that was when, a lot of it clicked for me.
What? It's okay until it's not. This guy's a piece of shit. It's okay until it's not? You accept that? You accept that women or whoever you had sex with, they just get to suddenly change your mind about how the encounter went? No. There is such a thing as truth. There is such a thing as reality. And we have to go based on that. That is how we should approach life and the sexual politics.
It was too much. And it became a lifestyle.
Was it too much? Was it too much before you got caught? Was it too much? I'd really like to know that, Chris. Or were you just riding high until one day, oopsies, oh, it all came out, the texts and all. But what about the accusation? Not a word on that. There's no backstory on that. I was hoping to get some. This guy is a fucking liar.
That I didn't know how to stop.
This guy's itching. He's a fucking junkie, dude. You see, he's fucking doing a stupid orangutan scratch. Dude, this guy's a fucking junkie. You could see it. You could see it. He's pale as a ghost.
I never stopped it. I cheated on most of the girls that I've been with. I cheated on my fiance now. And this is my dream girl. This is the girl that I want to be with for the rest of my life. And even that wouldn't stop what I was doing.
There's two stories to this video. The one that he's telling and the one that he's not telling. So it's difficult to comment on. Because on one hand, you want to like the guy just based on, or just people who are accused of some shit. You want them to be innocent. But man, I just don't see it. You can take this video however you want. I get it. If you relate to this shit, I'm with you. I'm with you, dog, 100%. But
and I have been doing the work and being somebody who is a role model for my son. And I want to do that, and I can't stress that enough. I can't go back, and I can't fix that part of me, that hole in me that was trying to.
Bro, do you hear the words that's coming out of this fucker's mouth? Do you hear this shit? The hole in my heart. This is acting. This is acting. This guy's an actor. He's saying what he's supposed to say. From where I'm standing, man, I don't approve of this cat. I don't think he should be allowed to perform anymore. Just not because I can prove he did anything, not because I think he did anything. He might not. It could have been a total accident, like I said. Maybe he just had a bad day and he got caught. That's not why I don't like him. I don't like him because he's not being upfront about anything. So that's where I stand on this whole shit. Let's hear the last word from Chris, shitty last name, Chris Deirrelevance.
It was out of control. So I have a chance here to apologize.
You see that? You see this stupid face? I want to go back. Look at his face.
To apologize.
Apologize. I'm crazy ELIA. Look at me. Do my fucking puppet show. Who thought this guy was funny? It was a mystery to me. I'm sorry. I just got caught texting underage girls.
To the people who
I'm a sex addict. What do you want me to say? Chris ELIA.
And, the lies that I would tell my fiance, my friends, And
how long is this shit? Skip to the end.
I just...
This is only a 10-minute video.
I don't know.
It's a 10-minute video. Feels like an hour.
I've been on this path of recovery now for a bunch of months. I'm doing well, and...
Dude, this guy's not doing well. This guy's not doing well. This guy's a fucking cuck. If you're a cuck, you're not doing well, my man. I mean, you might have all the money, all the fucking bitches. Well, not anymore, I guess. He's clean from that. But, you know, you got... My homeboy was living large. He got a little out of control. These girls or whatever. Now, if he's a pedo, then, you know, homeboy's really got to put it back in his pants. He's got to hang up the dick. You got to hang up the dick, Christia. I respect that. I respect that, man. You got to do what you got to do. You see, but at the beginning of the video, he said, I'm innocent, blah, blah, blah. And the rest of this is just, you didn't even need to make the rest of this video if that was what you had to say. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I guess this is an artistic statement. I'm just freeing myself. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for one fucking second. And that's why this guy's not a good comedian. He's not funny because he's not even remotely interested in the truth. He's interested in his own ego and self-gratification. That's all his whole career has been about. And you can tell, this is just a microcosm of that. So, hey man, you want to disagree with me in the comments? Have at it.